All right. So anyway, as I was saying, obviously we are on a little bit early, and the goal here is we're not just doing end of day, right? Most the ETFs, QQQ is up at the highs. SPY, I believe it is tapping quite close to those highs. IWM, however, that one's still on the radar because of the empty space all the way to motherfucking 223.60. So I don't mind that one at all. But other than that, the three ETFs are, outside of my reach for the most part. I'm not trying to. I think, well, IWM, yes. QQQ Spy, no. I don't. I'm not going to participate in that unless I see the potential for some weakness and, of course, a pullback. Oh, look, Satoshi Nakamoto joined. That being said, I want to build a watch list. So if we've already looked at it, or you had me look at it this morning, or you just looked at it and it is in consolidation. Okay, so I'm going to be specific here. We're looking for things that have not moved, right? So if you, I'm going to go through my watch list and I'm going to write down uh, some names. Hopefully, you guys can write down those names as well. I'm basically just restarting my watch list, and one of those that I'm going to keep on the watch list is Apple. Um, Declining to move, but Apple has to be put on the watch list because a large move is pending. I think even inside of the box, it could make for a pretty exciting trade, right? 213 that's $13 move. So I'm not against taking something like that and putting it back on the watch list. So Tesla, however, Milkers is maybe it is potentially mid punch down. Empty space is limited, and I think if I was to, and I mean it's convincing for sure, but if I was to short it, I think it would be you'd have to stretch a pretty far down. I mean, and not to say that Tesla can't do that. Uh, with that rejection, and then today, I think we saw was a inability to fully pass that baton, but also a inability on the buyer side, right, to actually push that back over the edge. So definitely, I think more in the seller's court for sure. You have a second high down here, and if this is the check, you can see that does, that's that's our channel here. Uh, but that's what we're looking at, right? Part of it. So there is definitely a potential for that to break down. I do want to find something that hasn't moved a little bit more than I do want to find. So I already know, Tesla's there, but um, yeah, if you guys want to drop that in the chat, or if you have anything that you want me to take a look at, we'll go ahead and do that now. Again, hopefully it is in empty space. So I actually have this one. It was at the bottom of my watch list. Yes, this is definitely something with the empty space it has in front of it. It does look like it's pretty good at filling that empty space. So yeah, I actually do think that could be something that is added to the watch list. PTSG. Oh, there's the ban. Appeal
Yes.
does not contain the content mentioned. This is not a repeat live. You speed it wrong, spelled wrong. Oh, PSTG. Sorry. You know what I mean. What? Yeah, I still wrote it right. All right. So let's keep but yeah, I can look at this one. Obviously, we're gonna look for a watch list and then refine it going through the contracts. The target there would be 60 runners, maybe 65 longer. All right. APLD up. So that one came out of that's still expansion. So I again that one's not going to be something I would add to the watch list. Um, it might have the capability of creating a channel and giving you another leg up. I can see that right there. But other than that, that one's not much for uh contraction. I want to catch it coming out of this or something out of there, one of the two. Yeah, I think that one is too. Disney. So again, this one's already come, it's already gone. Well, it's not already gone, but it's already done half of its job. I want to take something out of consolidation. Of course, this one has that box up above you here. And so I'm still eyeballing a 122.50 target there for you guys. So Amazon has empty space. So there you go. Hmm. All right, so yeah, Amazon is in consolidation now. One of the things that's good. One of the things that is missing, however, from this chart, is empty. Well, it does have some empty space, I suppose, on the 4 hour, but it is limited, right? So that does kind of throw a wrench in the system here. Let's see, is there a little uptrend there? Okay, that's definitely it. It's definitely part of that channel. That's definitely it. And then you're sitting up against this floor. So the weekly, I think, does give you that's where, see, that's clarity, right? Top down, that's going to be 226. So if you can, yeah, I mean, you're closing green this week up against that 217. If you can hold that tomorrow, then I suppose going into next week, you could go ahead and target that 226. If you guys are on TikTok, if you guys don't mind tapping your screen, that'd be dope. Oh my God. What the hell? There we go. Yo, people are dead ass calling me Unc on TikTok, like other creators that are younger than me. This guy said, "You good with us, Unc? You know I got your back, Unc." What the fuck? All right,
Unks don't get drafted.
that's
You
true.
feel like you just reached another tier, didn't you?
Yeah, cause you old. You're old, bitch. I'm sorry. That came. I don't know where that came from, dude. Sorry. I didn't mean it.
Damn.
I'm
It's the
sorry.
30s talking.
That was that was. I don't know where that came from. Uh, yeah. My hip feels like an unk, dude. I can tell you that much. Holy shit. So I mean, I'll give you this one. It is for sure, in consolidation. It does have a break to $7, potentially on the 4 hour up to 890. So I could see that potentially. It's something about this thing's liquidity is an issue here. Now I don't know volume possibly coming in after earnings. It does look like, yeah, you get that's the only thing that really brings volatility in. So, uh, I think that's okay. I don't know if that's like my. I mean, I'm sure I'll add it to the watch list. and we'll look at the contracts. If they're cheap enough and the risk reward is low, I mean, fuck it, right? Contractor GR. Yeah, I have. I've played COD Zombies. I have that if you want to add me on that. Might be able to get one game in there between class, but probably just be like one. I just played Star Wars earlier. I guess I'm a nerd, but that shit is so fun. Yes, it does. Again, consolidation, empty space, but that's one that we can go ahead and just slap a signal or an alert at cost basis and leave it alone. You're sitting on top of structure over here to your left as well. MU. Yeah, we'll look at that one. Oh, well, I mean, look, I got to be real with you guys. You know, part of me thinks that there's likely going to be some sideways action, right? So that way you can run sideways into that support. You left, of course, a ton of empty space, but it's always the question is always going to be, right? What do you need to hang on to, right? Where's the floor that you're grabbing? And I can tell you right now, it's over here. That's what you're trying to hold. Now you're closing red up against it, so I think a shot down into the 121s and 120. And again, that's something that we have to go and look at the lower time frame. But once you get down here, it becomes a really, really choppy mess. After earnings, I'm not. Well, I'd say this: after earnings, you have to place yourself extremely, like very strategically. So even if it means off of a retest, but today you actually saw a pretty significant bite down. If I'm being real with you, I think that you're probably going to end up seeing a little channel pop up, fill that empty space at 128.36, and then I'd make my assessment. All right. Again, we're looking for consolidation boxes. Yeah. And that means that I'm probably going to, you know, a lot of these might not fit the script, but that's how you make a good watch list, you know, is you picky. I'm picky. This one, yeah, I like the look of it back up too. There's definitely some potential in there, you know, and beyond. Lower than that, you know, the empty space definitely kind of dissipates. You have a box underneath you here, and you have a floor here. So, I mean, you are coming out of consolidation, and again, I'll give you that. Underneath the 40-40, you know, you could look for that trigger down and then maybe even look to play it up, but I'm not sure that one's my favorite either. So, Dell, next week is a short week. That is right. Yep. I wonder if we'll sell off before the short week tomorrow.
Yeah, 4th of July.
Everybody stay safe, man. 130 is still what I see for Dell, but I do want to emphasize that this is coming, this is expanding. So I can't, I'm looking for something that has yet to expand. Walmart. Oh my God, that's a torture chamber, brother, and I don't think I want to enter that either. If I'm being 100% real with you, I think really what I can do is look at where the candle closed because there's a box right at cost basis on a lower time frame. I think setting alert right there on that bad boy is probably going to be my best bet if I am going to add that to the watch list. Until then, right? It's okay to reject stocks. They don't have feelings. They'll reject you. You know, if you asked Twilio out on a date and you didn't have $45 billion, they're not going to go out with you. You know, I tried. Tried to go out with Jamia one time. Yeah. Is right at empty space. Okay. Thanks for the heart, Milk. I'll give you this. It is definitely, and I don't know why I have my box like that, but it is definitely in consolidation. And it does have not your quintessential empty space, but it is empty. Attention to detail would show you that there's some candles closing at 125.60 or 50, so that would be where I'd want to reclaim. If you go to the 4 hour, I'm almost certain that'll be that's yeah, that's perfect. So right at 125 will be the center mass of a range. Remember, if you guys are in class right now, or if taken the test that we have, but that is a range. So above candle close 127, that's where you would start looking up. Now I have a feeling that this isn't going to be super clear. Yeah. So again, all of it matters. I think a 133.40 target is probably where above 127, you'll see a nice clean rip. All right, let's keep it moving. I actually don't mind that one. I will add it to the watch list. We'll look over the contracts and see what it's talking about. And just because we add it to the watch list does not mean that I'm going to take it. Remember snow, remember some of the plays that you guys have caught this week. You want to feel that again, you want to do it again and not see a decline in your account, do this. Create a watch list, be disciplined. No, feel good about what you're going to put your money back into. So, GTLB. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be SR. No, no, no offense, of course, but this one is not on my list of stocks that I would be watching. You do have empty space that you've already attempted to go fill up and tap the wicks here, but it would be a candle close at 45.25, then a punch through that mass right there, then outside of 52, and then we could maybe go to 56, but that is a long-winded play. I will say on the lower time frame there is a bit of empty space here if you could continue possibly another cycle of consolidation, or if you just decide to go and break out. I think a reclaim of this floor will certainly send you back up, and at that point
IWM's hitting that hourly cost basis. Just let everybody know.
very good.
The good boy.
Oh no, I do like IWM out of all the other ETFs. Of course, it does allow you to have good risk to reward as well. 217s are delicious. Yeah, Filio. If you say that one more time, no, I was kidding. Thank you. Yeah, we'll check back on that one to sit today. Now I have to add this one to the watch list just off of premise. I mean, Cade, you've seen this one, right? It looks like some shit you do.
Which one's that one? Lucid? Oh
Yeah, I think this one's probably gonna scream. Like, it's probably gonna squeeze quicker than you can catch it. So and it's probably cheap as balls. Um, but it has a pocket of empty space, and I'm not
My balls
again.
aren't cheap.
All right. But that is where an expansion is expected. My preference would be to hit here. I would probably buy the contracts at 2, but the target is only 250. That's the only issue here. Now, if we could rip past that structure, we have a pocket up to 320, but this range, where you been, bastard? That, right? So I think 268. So you might have to, I would say 250s or something like that would probably have to be the strike. I took Nike for this week, guys. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving, guys. Right now, so far, I've got Apple, PTSG, EVOL, TWLO, Twilio, and Lucid LCID. None of these are well. Apple's probably one of the better setups, but just still cooking. Um, some of these are cheaper and a little bit more. Still need some time to cook, but uh, Adobe, I missed that one. Now, I actually already marked this one. I do think, and it's not empty space. Well, there is actually a fuck ton of empty space all the way back up here. But I think in order to do that, we want, and I already drew, you can see my thoughts right now. We want to stay below 391. And that's basically what we hit today. That's good. So this could potentially be the space, right? And set an alert with me. Right here. This could be that space where we build sideways and break long. Now, I do think it would look something like this, pop up somewhere into this structure, and then, so, longs, but ultimately, this did happen on earnings, and perhaps it does wait until then as well. If it waited till earnings, then I think that'll be a tremendous, right? Imagine it here, tremendous empty space confluence 500. So that right there is one that you are patient. You be patient. I don't know about equity on Lucid, dude. Not even that really is enough, I'll take a look at the options and see if it's worth the damn. But INTC, I am not quite sure. I just want to see this broken. I know some of you guys know I have equity. It's not up very big. I figured that was probably my safest bet with this one. The weekly's looking pretty good. It is the third-ish tap. So if we can get above this median, I'm looking at the 25 and 2650s to start making our way back up. And it's that really that simple. You can see why you have candles closing at 25, right? It kind of flattens that down. So I'll give it that box there, but that doesn't really change much of anything. So, but anyway, yeah, I think you can still have a good run to 25, but that's what we need to close outside of. So, all right, TTD.
So what are we swinging?
Already got an IWM, which is doing its thing right now. Trying to go for a little punch back over here. Delayed rippage, I think, but I have more faith in this one because it does have in the most recent price action empty space to 223. I don't want it. I want 221. I don't want 223, but I need to get above that 217.77.
That's crazy. IWM's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 214s for the day.
I should have
Ooh,
held
nice.
mine a little bit longer.
Yeah, I have some contracts from earlier today
I
as
got
well.
two.
Hey, Garrett,
Ah, yes.
when you get a chance, look at Twilo. It's hitting your mark for the empty space.
Willio?
Video.
On the 24, you had, I think, 121.50 as your mark for the empty space above.
I have 125.50 as a floor above us, and then right now I mean that is a solid candle close. But we still have 123. So I mean if you just I might have been off, I guess, when I gave you that. But yeah, I mean that is where we need to break it. I do like the 24-hour candle close. The closer we get to that top, the better. There you go, fucking IWM. Now you just need to close outside of 215. We could be cooking with Crisco. Come on, you can give us that fucking move. 221. I like 221.
I picked up some 220s for the second
They're
of
so
next week.
cheap.
Yeah. I got 216s, 217s for tomorrow, and then 220s. Have you looked at Bull
How
lately?
far into next week are you
Webull?
going?
I don't like
I
a
went to
firm,
the
guys.
second.
Bull does definitely have consolidation. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I picked up equity a while back, and I picked up a few more longer term contracts.
I think that one's clear. You know, it's $12 that needs to be reclaimed. And then you have a pocket of empty space, and you have this isn't really your regular empty space either. I'll keep it real with you. It will one
Well, a
day
lot of
they'll go
that's
back up for sure. I can see in the chart.
a lot of that's IPO volatility. Kind of takes a backseat to normal empty space.
It's a lower time frame. You have a lot of a lot of volatile retest. If you're just joining us here, guys, we are building a watch list. So we are looking, I am charting things that have empty space because most of my watch list did its job. And so now I am looking for the next ones.
We're building the wall.
Building a wall. So all the good contracts can come in for $5 million gold card.
So CoreWeave
Yeah.
might be acquiring cores. Is that why it's stuck at 1661? That's going to be the price
What is that?
to buy out cores.
What's the ticker
Not
on
up
that?
today. CORZ.
Oh yeah, I think
That's a
but
buyout. I
I
think
thought
that's not
I
going
thought you were
anywhere.
saying Coors. Yeah, if it's a
Cores? No.
yeah, yeah, if it is a buyout at 16, then it'll likely stay exactly where it's at.
There was just
Listen,
a rumor
go ahead. What was that?
They said it was just or I don't know if it's happening. It just said CoreWeave might be buying cores, but
That's a there was another stock that ripped up really hard today. It was like $40 rip. It's pretty wild. What the fuck is that person doing? So yeah, let's talk about hymns because honestly, this is a pretty intriguing setup. You got your empty space, you got a good solid green candle close. Now I've been in my day, damn, that was an old person thing to say. I have seen complete red candles engulfing these green ones, right? And you're at that wick, but that's setting that range up. You go to the 2 hour, go to the 1 hour, and I mean, it's a wick all the way. Through 30 minutes, still wick. So that control it has, I mean, it's definitely, especially with that push down. I definitely see a target of 48.70 and 52.35. Excuse me, 51.60 and 52.45. Yeah.
How much time do you put on that though?
See, that's a good
For
question.
him?
It's Thursday going into tomorrow. You're trying to get it into the empty space. You don't have great structure or a great box. Let's break this down, right? There's a way to solve every problem. I'm going to solve this problem right now. Let's get rid of all the drawings. Okay, so I can see the innards of something right here. Do you see that? That's probably our channel. And that's probably the only sense of control that we can establish right now, as far as I'm concerned. Let's go back up to the left hands to what we broke. And I'm looking for floors to grab hold of. 47.70 is a floor. You wick off of that floor. Yeah, that's one. At that point, the next floor would be 50 even. And there's a wick right around there as well. So basically, I would go ahead and stick with the most recent price action. So those two targets, right? And again, yes, if you take this week's, you're anticipating that HIMS shoots right back up. What was the news that made it go down again, by the way? Does anybody remember?
Yeah,
They
they had a
lost.
partnership that was supposed.
I didn't hear, can't hear you.
All right, of course, somebody calls right when I'm talking. They had a partnership with Nordisk or whatever, and Nordisk backed out.
Okay, but yeah, I guess that's really not anything crazy to worry about. So you got sellers pushing it down. Europe, I think the main thing here, without the channel, right? Because the channel could expand. We don't know that this is where there is some mystery. You know, you could be working with something more like that, but I'm gonna leave that away. I don't see if you decide to take a shorter expiration, right? I would, or excuse me, if you decide to take next week's contracts, I would use this week's contracts to hedge. And because this does have a multitude, it's a weird setup. I see next week's contracts as probably having that little bit of extra insurance to help. But ultimately, if you can afford that risk of potentially grabbing shorter expiration contracts, you know, tomorrow is Friday. So you could pepper some of those in there for shorter, like closer strikes. Um, but one of the things that makes me nervous when you bounce is, you know, establishment of a range. But it looks like whatever they were trying to establish, I mean, that's literally what you're building around, you know, right now. So I think if we're positive, it's, you know, especially if IWM works out the way that we want it to work out, I could actually see that playing out in our favor. So damn. All right. XYZ. So again, this one is doing its work. This candle close is not enough for me to take it. It's just not. So just leaving it on the watch list. And yeah, that one can get put back on the watch list, but it's going to be a minute.
Wait, why do you say that? Because it's closing above cost basis.
Inside of an area of consolidation. So that's not a punchback, right? You haven't broken out. When you're inside of a box, right, and you're making these waves, the wave ends when control of the top is lost or control of the bottom is lost. Coming off of cost basis, right, inside of a box only promises you resistance. And you've already gapped up and seen that. And this is more a part of the push back down. Now, I'm not arguing that it can't. It could, but I don't have, I mean, tomorrow, you know, if it gaps up and it's above that mark, which, you know, it's XYZ, then I'd be happy to take it up into the 68, you know, area. But yeah, as far
Okay.
yeah, inside of a range, I can't say yes or no because I don't know the outcome. You know, I can look into a lower time frame and kind of distinguish how this could potentially work out. But at the moment, you know, I've even discussed hoping that this did do what it's doing right now and kind of peel back down, fill that gap, and then come back. But ultimately, you know, when you go into a lower time frame, it's this small structure and that empty space that would ultimately be the last thing to stop it. Well, not the last thing, and that 67 mark, or 66, excuse me. Candle close outside of a range is typically, right now you're on your second wave on the bottom. I would say second wave on the top. So, you know, where you go next, that's why I'm anticipating a potential drop. All right. Looks good. So this one's just missing the empty space. If you filled that empty space up, that's where this was a great trade. The empty space down has also been filled, so the edge on this one is okay-ish. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I would give it that either. It's a little hot dog water. So, um, you, that definitely I mean, that definitely has consolidation for sure. And definitely has pretty solid channel and empty space. Now, this is the weekly, for God's sakes. So again, this could be something, yes, to watch for a move. I think I'm going to give it the whole thing. I give it the control. So yeah, I mean, this could be a candidate. This is obviously a dinosaur at the moment, and it has earnings relatively soon in July. So that could be when that actually shoots up and goes and fills that empty space. Otherwise, you need a candle close outside of 78.26. SMCI, that could be, yeah, I actually am kind of anticipating this thing possibly going and squeezing up again. I'm trying to give it the control, which is down here, which gives you right around a $68 target, and there is some empty space, like a pocket up here to 77, that I do think could potentially get filled. The only thing is you are so this is something that you're either taking or you're not. It's not a watch list, like this is something that you're probably, because the fact of the matter is you're on the floor right now, so you would have to go down into a lower time frame. That's pretty weak. Yeah, you'd have to map out an entry down there, and honestly this thing tomorrow could come back to retest 47.70 before bouncing up and out. It does look like it has lower time frame control. This one, guys, I have to trust my gut on things too. It's like that one already moving, it's in structure, these things doesn't really help me. So Marcy, this is going to be again something that if you did, I know some of you guys in here caught this thing. If you did, amazing, great job. But it is, I can't. If anything, that might be something that you could look at shorting back down. So affirm, nope, that one. Hmm. So it's not in consolidation, but does make there is temptation because of how, I mean, relentless almost you could say, and you're closing up against that floor. So I mean, this could be an opportunity to hedge down to 62.50 and aim for 72.50. That's in, yeah, that's a weird one, man. But I mean, it's got empty space. There's no doubt about that. That one is something that, maybe next week's might be a better move.
Bro,
I
you
just,
just shit it all over me. I was gonna ask you about a firm.
I mean, it's tough, right? Because you're above all of the control here. You're at the wall. I mean, one could even say you're on the wall. So tomorrow you could cleanly shoot straight up. There would be a lower time frame resistance on 68.35, but then from there you should have a clean shot to 72.
Yeah, that 72 is what I'm targeting. I got it closing just above a box, like just
Yeah,
above.
time makes it a little weird. Yeah, I mean
I got
72s
mixed
for the
signals also.
yeah 72s are 71s are stupid cheap, but that doesn't mean um yeah 72.44 or 72 yeah, I guess dead slap center. That one's probably something I wouldn't put on the small account watch list, but Affirm has shown, some serious strength moving through empty space, but I would say that even possibly tomorrow, I've always been a little bit, I don't even know how I feel about that channel. See, I think one thing that I've noticed too about myself is that I get nervous when I can't find all of these things. Now, this looks pretty clean. So that makes me feel a little bit better, right? You're still holding everything you need to hold. So, and I guess the top would be confluential, right? Right there. So I I can't argue. I mean, if you took it, I wouldn't look down at you at all. I mean, fuck it. I mean, throw us a little bit of cash in that direction. So you guys know what I'm doing on Nike. I've already stated what I'm doing on Nike. I'm already in it. I'm in it to win it. I have this week's contracts. Likely might add for next week's. Next week's to be more centered around 72s. This week's centered more closely around 70s. It is an earnings trade, but it does have consolidation like I'd like to see going into. It does perform pretty well going into earnings, obviously up and down. I have hedges centered around 55 and 52. That's what I'm doing. Okay. If you decide to do that and it doesn't go anywhere at all, you're going to lose all your money. Better fucking prepare yourself now. I love it. It's a great setup, but it's still earnings. A lot of the times my targets get hit. Most of the time my targets get hit, but in after hours, you'll see some shit get hit. We've seen this happen before. I think it was on one of those clothing companies. Hit my target and then just came right back down, closed flat. I don't like Lunar. I don't like Lunar because it's already gone and filled up the majority of its empty space up and down. So I am not a Lunar guy. KSS, yeah, that could work, right? But I think on the weekly, I'm already peeping the potential here for possibly another rotation. So that one might get put on the long watch list. On the 24, you could go ahead and raise this up just a little bit right there and kind of give it that wave. Now, the fact of the matter is you have a box down here, right? That's a lower time frame box. You have a channel right here. That channel's pretty strong. Leads you up there. So there is great potential behind Kohl's in the future. But I do think because of the lack of it's going to need to possibly continue accumulation in this area. The longer, the better, because that would give you a better chance of moving up and hitting that target. So, but I do think that right now, I'm not seeing that signal quite yet. I think looking at the lower time frame, you could even establish where you're trading now as a range. Maybe, you have to go long when you're in structure. So it's 850. It does seem to be like whenever you have these wicks like this, typically so you can see right there. So you need to get a break over that. Oh, thank you, Bobby. I didn't see that. I've done SMCI, I've done QBTS, BKR. Baker Hughes. Hughes Bakers. That's weird. Okay, so I mean, I keep it with you. Again, this does have what we were looking for. It does have consolidation, that there is a pocket of empty space up here on the left-hand side. There is a box above you with a floor at 38.50, which you tap today, a cost basis with 39.18, and a top of 39.92, or basically $40. The high outside of that, right, because the box promises you a new high, that new high would be 40, and that would be the third time that you touch that. I think it's also important to establish that you are also kind of trying to get hooked, right? You look right there. It's like it's trying to pull you back in. So I think it's really important that you open up above 38.55. Not really my setup, but not yet, but for a little bit more volume. BA, that one's starting to get juicier. I do think there's an upside move coming. I think tomorrow or next week you should see 208.80. If that does not happen, if we don't have that juice now and it goes up and rejects, expect a move down to fill that empty space first, and that could be what you're waiting for, and then you'll curl back up to go hit that. So IWM doing a good job of closing. It did punch back. That's a great little entry right there. Nice little floor fight. All right. Amazon up. Yeah, so Jorge, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 times at the top, 2 at the bottom. So you're cooked if you don't break to the upside. The empty space is limited, right? And I have to, we got to keep it real. This is on the 4 hour. The first target would be 222, 221.91, right? That's one of the things that kind of is leaving. Now, it can blow right through that. I think with the wicks being down there and the control being all the way up here, there is a 228 potential. So if you do decide to take this, because it is where it is and has hit as many times as it has, I do see this one as one that's worth putting on the watch list. It has not been moving with the market overall, right? And consolidating instead. So I expect that this one is likely, yes. And I would imagine, I like to do that sometimes, that this is probably fitting a script of time, right? That we typically take to break. That seems pretty perfect, right? That seems pretty perfect. That's a little short. So on that, it's on that last wave, so you miss out on another day. It's not like Tesla. It doesn't seem like consolidation. So yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this is likely going to break, possibly tomorrow, definitely next week. Yeah, quick time measurement study. How often do I get 1,000% gains? I'd say at least once a week, maybe once or a lot of the times the 1,000% gains come in waves. So I'll get like 3 or 4 in a week. And then the next week will be quiet, or 2 weeks will be loud. And then, I'll have a 1 week quiet time. But on average, you guys can see this if you're on TikTok. I didn't realize that my chart was so zoomed out. There's very rarely that you'll ever see us making anything less than over, 150%. There's 1,000% on that one. And this is, on the lower side, 200. It's kind of funny because we'll hit 200% and be disappointed that we didn't get, the big one. But it's okay because if we're falling short at 400%, or at 200%, we're still winning, So quite often, you know. I can't speak for everybody else in here, but I know for me, it's about the average. GUR, Gorilla Technology Group. What do you think? 100 dudes versus one Gorilla Technology Group? That was easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say no on this one. Too smushed. It's like a fucking bad Oreo. You're smushed in between that. You're smushed in between that. Up, or down could be an option here. Yeah, 110% on cat today. Awesome. Yeah, there's some people in here who are a little bit more quiet. It's actually really cool. And in some ways, it's like, I wish they were still here. But people who are successful start to phase out, or they're quieter. One of my students, I don't know if he's here today. Yeah, Heenwich.
I've gotten quieter.
Yeah, well, that's just because you're dealing with brain injury or something. But no, Heenwich is somebody who's making 1,000% pretty consistently, and he just he doesn't talk much anymore, so he's busy. Heenwich, yeah, you guys are gonna blow him up.
That didn't sound right.
Oh my god. Or maybe it did sound right. Depends on what your perspective is.
Yo,
I don't see coin down yet, and shorting it green like this, I think it hits that $400 target. I really do. 397. I think that's probably where the short goes. Now, I will say I'm tempted to just throw a gamble out on Mara for 1625, but I just don't know if that's enough. Oh fuck, Riot's already taken off. Yeah. Riot has a 1144. So it's nowhere near coins rip. Fuck. And well, Riot does have a gap all the way up to 1350. I'm just curious because obviously the fucking the government's all about crypto right now. You're not a gang member, you're a tourist. 1150 just looks like the target there. 1250. I mean, you have to go a little bit longer on that one. Yeah, something about Riot, man. It's got a little sparkle in its eye. Supreet, you can go and look on my website to see how much it is. Yearly is discounted right now. I think it's like 30% or something. Hey, is there an ICE stock? There's probably some sick fucking way to invest in that. Yeah. I mean, I would say private prisons. What is Geo doing? Oh shit. Oh shit. Michael Burry is in this one, I think. Well, I have to say, not much of, I mean, a lot. And here's the deal. We've experienced quite a bit of expansion out of a lot of different trades, and some of those are, I mean, look at Snow, Snow could make, but we've seen a lot of that expansion, and so Snow or Starbucks could be ready soon, but it still has a box to punch through. And that's one thing that we're just, I like IWM, but we're going to have to be okay with that. If you're not already in some of these things do look pretty good. Target's definitely something that's gotten, I've kicked my own ass on it probably 5 times now. But it's still something that I'm watching heavy. In fact, I think, what the fuck is that? I really think that this thing goes sideways any longer. We have one, you could call that 3 or 2, but I'll say 1, 2, 1, 2, and then it's staying in trend here. So, I mean, the pop up there could be really nice. So, Jay Diamond just said you can follow other creators who guess with boxes, but we know who we're talking about. Dude, I'll fucking hop in there right now, but that pussy always blocks me. I'll hop in there right now,
Hold on,
dude.
Potter. We got
I don't think you'll
a
do it.
few more minutes before the bell.
Ah, man.
Just hold on. Hold
No, I
off.
can't do it, dude. You guys got to
He wants
support
to
me.
battle.
I should invite him to a battle.
Radio game banger that puppy or what?
Do it.
Oh, bye-bye, TikTok.
He's gonna get banned before he battles him.
Yes, queen. Hold on. There you go.
So just a lot of good plays out there. If folks got in, they would have made some money.
Oh, man. Great analysis. Oh, God.
Who is that?
We've got a no BS, no tolerance anymore in this group.
What is wrong with people, man? We just
Anymore, that's it.
That's fun. I'm in it. All right. So yeah, I do like Target though. Nice sideways action. Needs a little bit more time. Oh man, dude, it's so funny because somebody shine box that guy. Like I'm physically affected by being muted.
Yo, your smile is so sinister right now.
What's a shine box?
Not exactly sure, man.
You go home and get your shine box.
Yeah, right. That must have been what his dad beat him with when he was a kid, or something.
How do you like that for being original TikTok?
Yeah, that was an original joke.
Anytime I see that dude, I just think about like hiding my kids.
Yeah, I definitely would hide my kids. I'm not always watching. Yes, Queen.
Still here. He can send me a request. We'll bring you in, Jeff, if you want. So all my tops down.
Anybody else have anything they want to take a look at? I do. That's amazing.
I got one. I put it in the chat though, but COO
COO.
to the upside. I know you're probably gonna ask. COO to the upside is I got it in a box, but there's a box on top of it, but it has I got 3 bounces off the floor. I'm looking at the 4 hour.
All right. So one thing that I'm observing right off the bat is you're going to need a longer expiration to accomplish anything on this. Right? Period. Because look how it moves up on every move. Slowly. Slowly. Dinosaur. Which actually, I think the scientist says the dinosaurs are pretty fast. So that's a bad metaphor. But that's the last time in August of 2024. So maybe we could pick back up on, but that came off of earnings. Do you have earnings close? You already had earnings that provided a drop. So I think trust the box up above. That box there, you are, yeah, so check this out. Bam. Beautiful. Bam. Made up boxes that don't work. And then right up above that 7150, you'll have a 7230 watch Nike dump. Oh, dude, I mean, I have hedges. We're Gucci, you know, but the only thing I need from Nike is a big move. In actuality, that's all I need.
It's so funny. He's getting so fucking pissed.
Oh, dude, if you all just sent, like, I'd hide my kids.
Yeah.
Somebody's
I
got
know
to say
I
that.
was.
I'd hide my kids from you.
He
Dude,
keeps
every time,
blocking
every time we
everybody.
type something,
He
every time we
blocked
type
us.
something,
Yeah.
he's like, don't look at it. Don't even read it. Don't even read it.
He gets red, brother.
He's all, your boss is live right now. Go on his live.
Yeah, that's what he kept telling me. Is go on his live.
He wanted the smoke, bro. He started it. I'm just continuing the mission until he decides he wants to call it quits. To ask him if he wants me to stop. Tell him to say, I give up. Potter, you win. And I'll stop. All right. Anyway.
Oh boy, that's not gonna work.
Exactly.
Are you talking about Jay Diamond? I'm in there. What do you want me to say?
Tell him tell him if he wants me to stop, he has to say I give up, and tell him to say I'm sorry. Tell him to apologize.
Okay.
Maybe call me daddy. I don't know.
We've got to call him daddy and say I'm sorry.
Queen.
Is he the bald guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he's shine boxing someone else. TG1.
He just shine boxed me.
Oh man, we have a good time in here. All right. Anything else, guys? I mean, nobody. Google. You know, I still have a little contract or two on that Google right there, but there's a little pocket of empty space. It has to move through this bastard right here, which it's fighting for. It has the floor. I expect that if we get another move to the upside tomorrow, we should see Google take another leg up to 175. But I will mention that it is right at that wall. So, oh, Dude, that is wild.
Pretty sure he just said you can go in and join him if you'd like.
Yep.
Yeah, he blocked me, little fucker. I put on there that we were bored of the PBS because we were up so big. So, but we'll leave you alone if you call him. If you call Potter Daddy.
Yeah, he needs to say that I'm his daddy.
Papa.
Oh, Ao? That's my son's name. I say that every time somebody asks me about it. Yeah, Ao's not ready. Ao's not ready for the world yet. Oh my god. Jennifer, dude, that didn't crash out. Please. Give us a safe space. Yeah, that one's not. It is consolidated, and I mean, it hasn't responded to that floor, so perhaps with the 3 rejections on top, AO's looking for a leg down to 833. Yeah, I'd hide my kids from you. You gotta tell them that. All right. If his people come in here, dude, I'll just show them the gains page.
Yo, I have wing rejecting like a weekly box, and it's got a gap underneath and some empty space. It's not
Ooh.
like super clean, but
That's all right.
it did reject the cost bases up there.
So look what it's hanging
It's-
on to. Right
yeah,
there.
it's at the 4 right now.
Yo, who wrote Putter is the king?
No. He said, "Why are we harassing his page?" Tell him that we'll
Dude, this
stop
dude-
harassing
this-
his page if he can stop or if he says sorry.
Dude, this dude's about to start crashing out. The top of his
Bro,
head
he's
is turning
about to
so
cry.
red. Just the top of his head is like super red.
You got
He's about to
shine
grow an
box.
afro.
You got shine boxed, Jay. That's how you do it right
Yeah,
there.
every 5 seconds, shine box, get him.
I don't need to do that. That's what his dad said. Okay, so there's a gap down there. I don't hate that at all. I think I might want to wait for an. Well, does it mostly gap? That empty space up above us is a little bit eerie. Candle closed, 2 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour. I don't know if this
The
one's
only
quite.
thing is they don't do weekly contracts. The nearest contract is like 22 days.
I mean that could make for a comfortable way to trade. I mean, hold this, but
Yeah.
you're right there, dude. So even taking today's low might make for and then you've got a box. See, this is what kind of like lets me know, like, yo, it's okay to chill on that one. 340.60, right? And then you'll have a low of 330.50, a gap of 332.80. So, hey, does this count as bullying?
Hot.
I don't know. If someone picks on you and then you're just better at picking on them back, is that bullying or? Again, I just want to repeat, I didn't say anything to him at all. It wasn't me this time. Most of the time, I'll say what I did, and I'll be proud of it. But I didn't do anything. Oracle? Come on, we gotta find something, guys. I need a banger, dude. So that one could be put on a watch list for sure. For sure. 100%. That's a great setup. If I was gonna short it, if you were gonna short it, here's that moment. Listen right now. This is especially for those of you guys on TikTok. This is where you can use, even though we're in range, right? You use your entry is your exit. See the bottom of that green candle? Lose it. 210.30. And that is where you're gonna try to take it down to this box right here. The top will be 207 and the median will be 205.25. That's where you're going to just have to play it. And then again, counting rejections here, you got a multitude. But here's the deal. This thing could still very much go back up. So we need to have that breakdown, loss of 208. I mean, it's clean. And I think that it would provide a pretty solid trade down, but oh my. Yeah, Test looking good to do what? I see it, Modi. Oh, hold on.
I don't think he can turn his head to the left or right.
My God, Moni. That's amazing. All right. Yeah, you got it.
So when you buying that Rivian?
Will you leave me alone? Why you always, you just,
Think we could see 51 on SMCI tomorrow?
man, I feel like if you're going to play that one, just chuck it, dude. Because at this point, I feel
I'm
like,
already in it.
well, the
Got
setup
one
looks,
contract left.
I would want to just move through the entire structure. You're coming out of consolidation just like you did here. So if you can get a solid, I mean, even this, I fucked that up.
Got one more contract left in the 50s.
Yeah.
Just contemplating just getting rid of it.
I mean, it's closing green up against that trigger, so. You know what I mean? You see it. Yo, QS, remember QS? Yeah. A couple people in here got this one. Or I don't know what y'all got it for, but it just, dude, it doesn't. I wonder if there's a way you could measure the pockets or the troughs, right? Like that's 101 bars. That's pretty damn close from the drop to the pop. Yeah, I mean, but it does that. I mean, look at it. That's all it does now. Is it just pump and dumps? Maybe you go to 950. It's closing green, so I'd imagine tomorrow you could see another move.
Dude, those QS calls absolutely fucking killed it today. I'm over 1,000% on all my shit with the QS.
Yeah, that was a big ripper. There you go. Every 100 days.
1300 now.
Just tell Alexa, every 100 days, please remind me about QS. Diz runner hit 500%. Dave. That's delicious, dude.
Dude, Diamond just took a trade on SPY at the end of the day. He's trying to scalp it.
Good for him.
Pretty sure he just bought the top.
He bought a floor. He probably doesn't know
He
that,
seems
though.
more like a bottom.
He does, actually. Could you look at shop? Sure. So that empty space on a lower time frame got filled. It's still going to be above today's high and above 115, where you can access the pocket of empty space to your left on the 4-hour, which should give you a solid target of 122.30. But I think right here, 115. Yeah, that's what you need. So good bounce back up. So
Carter, do you like dicks?
all right, that was wild, bro.
Sporting goods?
I love it.
You know, DKS is also a great way to really hit the point, you know. It's
Have you seen
nope.
Kevin, the Meet Kevin's little thing? It's PP.
Icy?
Yeah, that's been out forever, dude. New thing. He's had that for
No. The Meet Kevin. I didn't say new thing, but just like the
Oh, yeah.
audacity of making it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Bobby. I'm gonna leave that there for a second. I just got banned from Jay's channel. Nice job.
I think we all did. Hey, have you look? Did you look at Cole's yet?
What is KSS?
KSS.
Yeah, I definitely did. Yeah, I think this one just
Wait, we
needs
weren't
more
finished
time.
looking at dicks. You didn't like it?
You know, God, this guy is fucking out of control. No, you know what? It doesn't seem like it's my style. Definitely seems like something you could really thrive
Not
in.
everybody in here loves dicks.
All right. I do see potential behind the chart outside of 207 for sure. Weekly time frame, that's what I'm seeing in front of me. 24-hour time frame. This is weird. And just an overall weird setup in general. But the box from that weekly, I think you have a 101 or 201, and then you have that 213. But no, this isn't my type of setup though, for real.
All right, I'll keep looking. Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude. At a on what? This is where we either build a box, because that was a small, tiny box, and you stay right here, and then you'll reverse, or because you have so many bounces, you'll go make a new high. IWM, I'm long on that one. Oh, new high on that. Slightly.
That's what she said.
Is it? Is it? I don't think she did. Oh, shit.
Yo, Potter, is IWM the 217s? Is that too far in the money?
No, that's not. But you would be buying my contracts, so I mean, shout out to you, my boy.
I got the 215s for tomorrow. I'm already up, but
Oh.
I was thinking about grabbing some more.
Go ahead, buy those things up, my boy. Buy 100, 200. How many do you want?
Fuck it. I'll buy 200 right now.
Okay. MOC. Whoa, brother, that can't be real. Oh, that's Canada. Canada. I think Qs are gonna go tap that target.
I just wish QBTS would lose that 14.
Cubic Zirconia. Brother, Alex, if you fucking ever, oh my god, dude. Why would you do that? I gotta delete that, dude. That's fucking me up. Oh.
Oh, God. That made my head hurt. It's wild.
Nike's end of day, guys. I'm gonna stay for that. IWM is fucking juicing though for Poppy.
Beautiful.
Nike's up 41%. You know how wild fucking Ivy is? Not Ivy.
We have a
but
Nike.
Ivy's wild too, but so we're basically at that same price, right? We were up pretty nice, 400%. Some of you guys were up even more on snow. I have 250s, right? Right outside of the money. I have or 2 contracts left. These fuckers are only worth 50% right now. Isn't that crazy? That's why we get those. That's why we don't hold with shorter expiration contracts. I'm teaching that into the class, over and over again.
No, NU doesn't look bad. I'm in it.
MU doesn't.
NU.
NU.
N is Nancy. Yeah. It's got that 24-hour punchback, closed above cost basis, hit the top of the box, came back down, and retested that $13 cost basis, and then bounced today.
I don't know. What was the ticker again?
Nancy U.
That's scary. Why? Dude, that weekly is fucking crazy though. Holy shit. He just hit 200. Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, you should have gotten into IWM with us. And I'm gonna swing these. Let's see how that
Yeah,
goes.
these 216s and 217s are 216s are really ripping.
Yeah, I wanna see 220, but I'll be happy
Well,
with
the
218.
220s for I got 220s for July 2nd.
I'll be happy with 218, but I'm in IWM. I have Nikes for end of day. We're gonna see if we're gonna get our ass clapped or not. I have, yeah, I have puts for the floor. I have puts for or calls for the target up.
Potter, do you mind looking at MSTR right quick? It's not clean by any means.
You got to be from the South. Are you in the South?
Yeah, I'm in the South, but I'm from Chicago.
Oh shit! Right quick. I only hear that in the South.
Oh yeah, yeah.
395.75. That's the
good enough.
overhead there, but man, you are boxed up to the max, my boy. I see the channel down, and so like that's worth aiming for.
Yeah, I was just trying to see about something up for tomorrow, but all right, makes sense.
Ivy or Alex, have you guys had any luck uploading? I know that the first class we don't need to upload, but have you got any luck uploading the rest of them at all?
Okay, chef.
Milkers, that's beautiful. I just want to try and get those up. Yeah. IWMs are up good. I'm gonna swing these fuckers and see what we can get, man. We'll have them balanced to deal with, but I think we'll make short work of that. What if we saw, man, you know what I want, guys? Let me tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want a green candle that looks like this. Is that too much to ask? Is it? Maybe shrink that down there a little bit. That looks good.
Oh yeah, juicy.
Juicy. Please don't ever do that again. You know what, Bobby? Why don't you just go do something in Ohio, okay? Is anybody still in Google, by the way? Just asking. Anybody still hold on to Google at all?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm up 340%. I'm in the money, so I was trying to let those work. I'm gonna see if I can't hang on to those for tomorrow. Yeah. It's at the downtrend, so hedge if you want. But hey, yo. All right, guys. Let's see if we're cooked. I don't want to watch, actually. I'm walking away. I'll be right back. I can't look.
You little shit.
Milkers.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
What's he not wanting to look at?
Nike, because he's taking it or he's got it.
Yeah, he don't want to watch the show.
65.
All right. Has it come out yet? I think I labeled them
report at
on
4:15.
Who did?
So they report at 4:15.
Ah, okay. I'll wait until then.
Jeff, may I ask what are the classes you've already uploaded so we won't upload it doubled?
That's a great question.
It has a different name than what we have on, so it's kind of confusing.
See. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no worries, Chef. Take your time.
All right. Wait, did a big giant fireball flash across the sky today? What's the class codes? Hold on. So, damn, Ivy. I don't know.
You don't remember it?
I was
try to
gonna
watch the
up.
video.
Well, the shit was is like it shouldn't be doing this, but like, because I mean, Alex uploaded the 2-hour one, and it worked just fine. They said to disable ad blockers, possibly. How did I do that?
Hey Alex, did you adjust the speed for class 1? Like what I tell you to do?
Yeah, did you like she told you, Alex? God. She told you.
Chef.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, Potter, I was going to ask you about that, the homework or that test. Do we have to sign up for that app to be able to do that, or because it
I'm
wouldn't
pretty.
let me in without?
Yeah, I'm
Which
pretty
I don't
sure.
mind doing, but
You got to make a login. I was having the same problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
you got to make a
got it.
login.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
I got to
Thanks for
study
it.
first.